Dun dun dun. Welcome to Tiny Stop Motion. Here are all the things that we need. We need an object to move, we need a camera, and something to hold the camera because we want to take steady photos that are perfect. We don't want to have any movement, so keeping the camera still is so key. You can see here that when I arrange everything, I can see a little bit of the glass that I used. So you can use any type of solid objects to balance your camera on. However, sometimes you might need to rig up something a little more complicated, but once in a while you can get it balanced really nicely. One simple way of doing this is with the glass, is putting a book on top of it because a book has a lot of weight, and then now I can overhang the phone further and get a clear shot. So I don't have to edit. I don't have to do anything extra at the end. So there we go. We've got the setup really nice. So you can see I have a gray piece of paper from before, but you can make your animation even more interesting by coming up with a different background, something interesting from perhaps a book or a pattern or like wrapping paper. There's so many things that you could choose from your home that would be great for a background. Another thing you need to think about is balancing the figure or the object or whatever. How will you actually make this sit and stay the way you need it to? Because the second key thing is keeping the figure or the object still so that you can keep the viewer's attention on the part that moves and not have everything moving around like an earthquake. So you can see I'm posing it, I'm balancing it, and then getting that second picture. So now I've got 2 frames to work with, and that's all I need, but you can do more if you want. So once I've got those pictures, I can send them to my desktop. I can work on my device if I want to get these images into the website to make it a GIF. And you can see the photos are big. This is 3.6 megabytes. That's a really large photo. And with the GIF maker, it'll make it very slow. So what we can do is actually resize these. If you're using a pretty recent device to take the photos, chances are you will need to resize them. So you can open them up in preview, or on your desktop there's always a viewer for photos, and then what you want to do is go to export. When you click export and options, you can then change the quality of the photograph. So you can see I've got it as JPEG. If it's not a JPEG, let's make it that. And then we can use the slider bar to reduce the size. So the quality is going to go down a little bit, but it's going to make everything more manageable. So I'm putting this down at about 500, 300 kilobytes is great. And then once you've got that, then you can save those things to the desktop or wherever you save your downloads. I'm doing this on a Mac. However, you can do this on any computer. And there's also websites, which I will link, that you could use to shrink these down as well. So now we'll head to the website where the GIF maker is. It's called easygif.com. And if we're using photos, we're actually going to go to EasyGIF and then click on Maker in the top left. With our photos, it's very easy to make this. So we can either click on Choose Files, or we can just drag and drop those 2 photos. Or if you've got more, you can drag them all. If you've got 20, that's great. You drop them in. Once it says, oh yeah, we've got 2 files, then you can click on Upload and Make GIF. And so once you click on it, it will start looking at the photos, and it will produce a page that lets you break down how long the photos are there. It'll also allow you to duplicate them if you want to. And so you can see there's number 1 and number 2. So for us, since there's only 2, it doesn't matter what the order is. If you have more, that matters. Let's change the delay. Just a 20th of a second is very small, so let's go a 60th. It's going to allow our eyes to look at each picture for that amount of time, and it'll show the waving back and forth, but not too fast. Loop count you want to leave empty because we want this to loop forever, so that it doesn't stop. It just keeps going for as long as the person wants to watch it. Then you can click Animate GIF. So now it actually makes the photos, it puts them together and plays them in succession. And so you can see he's waving that flag. It's pretty good. His body's moving a tiny bit. It would be great if he was standing still, but it's pretty nice. Now, other things you can do is crop, rotate. You can add text. You can overlay things. So you can play with that if you want to. I'll show you crop because sometimes, you know, you have a glass or you have something in there that you don't want and you want to make it a bit smaller. So you can just adjust the box once you click on that and make the image exactly how you want it, because it's very common for people to have other things in the photograph by accident. So this allows you to crop both photos at the same time and makes it easy. So once again, you can scroll down and hit the button. We get crop image. So now it's smaller. We're just really focusing on the flag waver. And again, you could just keep adjusting it with all these other things, and feel free to play around. Once you're done, you can hit save, and that will go to your downloads, wherever those go. And then you can drag that to your desktop, and that is ready for submission. So you can take what you just downloaded, what you just saved, and you can look at it in Google or your internet browser if you want. You can drag it just to see what it'll look like, all finished up. And then you can take that file from your desktop and drop that in the assignments for me. So good luck with the animation, and I can't wait to see what kind of great stuff you make.